Firstly, let's go here. Hold on. Because basically, what we want to find out the. By the way, my name is Versatile, aka the Alkebulan Trust, the name you can trust when it comes to all things reaction. My name is Versatile, aka the Alkebulan Trust. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, especially if you're a Chelsea fan. Even if you stop supporting Chelsea at some point, the youngest one, well done. They won 2-0. Smile like that, or you know they won. You know what I mean? You know they won. All right, so basically, there was something I saw the other day. Directors. Let me see. I think it was this. What did I type in? I typed. We need to find what we need to do. Club personnel. There you go. Club personnel. All right. So basically, we need to get to the heart of this problem, right? The heart of the problem. We need to get to the depth of this problem, because the reason why I stopped supporting Chelsea, because it's like you have to understand there's levels to this thing. Yeah, we need to understand. All right, we now know Roman Abramovich had to sell. All right, for that, what type of reasons. So now watch this. Yeah. So we have to find out who really owns this club. What does it mean? Because I'm hearing about the protest, and I'm like, what do people really want? Do you know what I mean? Do they want the blue coat out? But if they want blue coat out, then what does that mean? Or do you want to change in the way that they're doing business? No, what does that mean? That means if you want to change the way they're doing business, that means you've got to find a way to. We need like a group of fans, yeah, with ex-team members, yeah, especially with John Terry and John Obi Mikel and Petr Cech. I need Petr Cech to come back. But like, I'm saying these three guys, and even Thiago Silva, but like these people come in and let's say every month, hold a meeting and discuss exactly what's going on with the club and the direction it's going in. You know what I mean? Like, and knowing the players that we actually generally want and need. And obviously, the manager has to have the final say in terms of the players they actually need. Because it feels like, we'll get into this, but it feels as though the manager is a puppet, bruv. You know what I'm saying? And don't worry, we call Enzo Maresca, like, I call Enzo Maresca being a Pinocchio, bruv. I call man being a Pinocchio. You know what I'm saying? So let's see who Geppetto's on. Let's see who the Geppetto's on. Chairman is Todd Boehly. Does he have the final say? Nah. He's just the chairman. The chairman doesn't always have the final say. That's just business. If you know about anything of business, then you know that's true. All right, so the directors: Behdad Eghbali, Jose Felicano, Mark Walter, Hans-Jörg Weiss, Jonathan Goldstein, which I found out earlier. This guy supports Tottenham Hotspur. He supports Tottenham Hotspur. He does not have the best interest of the team at heart. He doesn't. He doesn't care. I've seen the video. We may play it, we may not. It depends. But he doesn't have the best interest of the team at heart. Simple and plain. All right. Everyone, the names I'm mentioning, if they all need to be on the same board, which they are, right? When I say same board, they need to be on the board of. We need to be number one. We need to be number one. And you got to do everything possible to be number one. Obviously, within reason, in terms of finances, don't get it twisted, PSR and all that stuff there. But you're telling me, anyway, Barbara Charon, Lord Daniel Finkelstein, OBE. I don't know why I say OBE. Forget that OBE thing. If you know, you know. James Pade, or Pad, and then David Barnard. Those are the directors, yeah? Do they have the final say? No. Other personnel: President and Chief Operating Officer, Jason Gannon. Does he have the final say? No. Chief Executive Officer for Chelsea Women, Aki Mandar. They're doing a wonderful job for Chelsea Women. I'll give them that. So can they not do the same for Chelsea Men? Just saying. Director of Football Operations, David Bernard. Let me see something. I swear I saw his name somewhere else. Yeah, the directors. Cool. All right. The question is, what does he know about football? If you're a director of football operations, what does that mean? What does that mean? All right. Next, life president. Okay, that doesn't even mean anything. Rest in peace to is it Richard Attenborough? You know David Attenborough, the guy. You know David Attenborough, the guy who does the documentary for the documentary for like animals and stuff like that. Get me? That's his brother and that. You know what I mean? So rest in peace to him as well. Still, get me? So it's good that they actually still kept his name there as well. I can show some respect there. Vice Presidents, Joe Hermione, Anthony Reeves, Alan Spence, and now here's the interesting part. Ownership. The investors holding a significant interest as defined. Excuse me. All right. I've got a few minutes to speak on this particular subject. We might have to do part 4, I can't even lie. Anyway, ownership. The investors holding a significant interest as defined in the Premier League rules. All right. In Chelsea Football Club are Todd Boehly, Blue Investment Holding Parents LP. What does that mean? Who are the names involved with Blue's Investment Holdings Parent LP? Then there's also Mark Walter. Blue's Investment Holdings Parent LP is the investment vehicle of certain funds, the Clearlake Funds, managed, sponsored, or advised by Clearlake Capital Group LP. Blue Investment Holdings Parent LP and relevant Clearlake funds are ultimately controlled by CCG Global LLC, which in turn is ultimately controlled by Jose E. Feliciano and Behdad Eghbali. So, what does that tell you? From everything, and you can leave the answer in the comment section below. From everything I'm reading, that 100% looks like Todd Boehly don't have a say. He may think he has a say, but he doesn't. The ultimate people that have a say is these people here. Those are the real owners. They have full control. Now you may say, okay, yeah, but Todd Boehly and Mark Walter, blah blah. No, Todd Boehly is the face of the ownership, but it's these two here. It is these two here, Jose E. Feliciano and Behdad Eghbali. Those are the current owners. You got to hold them accountable. You got to hold them accountable. So when I look at it and I'm like, okay, I need them to do a press conference. You see the same way that Enzo Maresca does a press conference with the Chelsea backboard and all that stuff there? You know what I mean? These two need to do a press conference in front of fans and the media, especially. In fact, no, forget the media could be there as well, cool, whatever, but the fans especially. And explain every decision they make, but also the fans have to ask the questions. And if they don't give a straight answer, they will have to make sure that they give a straight answer and hold them accountable for every decision they make. You want us to be number one? You want us to be the best? You want us to be making money? Then you have to make sure that we are number one and we are competing for trophies. And the only way to really truly compete for trophies and also make sure that we get sponsorship money, the high amount of sponsorship money, is by qualifying for Champions League, at least finishing first. I'm saying at least finishing first. And then once you finish first, do you know what I mean? You get that investment vehicle, so you don't have to use funds from Clearlake Capital or whatever, or from any other investment vehicles. Because it's coming, do you know what I mean? The money is coming. Like, obviously, I don't know how to run a football club, I'll be honest. Yeah, I've never run a football club in my life. But, you know, maybe one day, who knows? However, the reality is, one thing I do know is you can allocate funds for certain things. You understand? You've got to be self-sufficient. And that's one of the ways to make it self-sufficient. That's my take on that. And quickly, yeah, because I don't want to spend too much on this particular subject. Because I've got something else to react to as well. So it's like, if you think about the situation, when you look at it and you look at it from another angle, like, there is this saying that in fact, no. I was gonna say something, but no. I'm gonna say something, but before I get into that, let's continue. And I've got to remember that I have to continue because in part 2 I kind of cut this off. Let me see if I can actually find it. Okay. Let's see if I can go to it. Okay. Wasn't meant to do that, but we're here. All right, so but yeah, make sure you hit the like button, by the way. Actually, let me not tell you because I keep saying it. I will end up mentioning it. Nope, that needs to stay on. That needs to stay on. That needs to stay on. I need to make sure that actually says it. If you can actually stomach this to the end. Because maybe if you watched me last time, you might have saw it, but I've got to make sure that it's shown. So when I do edit it, people can see it. That's one thing. To the end, and okay, I just realized something. We will react to. Hold on, it's gonna be after this as well. Don't get it twisted. About Cole Palmer, I'm doing things in segments. All right. Hold up.
It's because they need to know that yes, they've come in, they've bought this football club. They've bought it in the sole purpose of what? Winning, being successful, not making profits, mate. No, not making profit. No. It's about winning. It's about winning trophies. Chelsea Football, if you buy Chelsea Football Club and thinking you are here to make profit, no, mate, you can fuck off. You can fuck off because this club is about winning trophies.
But ultimately, what we're trying to build is a long-term sustainable business that can accrete in value significantly. And that means a lot more than just winning or losing at the pitch. That's important.
Right.
As a brand, as a media property, as a team, as a club. But we're also trying to establish and build or put in place the right building blocks to have a great business, you know, kind of in 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. And a lot of the work that we're doing is behind the scenes trying to do.
For it, I think one, if done well, you could make money on each specific enterprise. I think what Jerry's done, Blitz, Ian, you guys have done, you bought well, you're going to make money on this specific investment. Two, if done right, if you use data, if you're thoughtful about this global market for talent and access to talent.
And that's the thing. It's not about using data. Don't get twisted. Data is good now and again, yeah. But these guys are using data in the wrong way in terms of finding talent, and do you know what I mean? Or not necessarily. Put it this way: when it comes to sports when it comes to human beings, and you're using young people, especially. The problem is this: if they haven't had a substantial amount of game time in a club that you're trying to buy them from, let's say at least 2 to 3 seasons, That should be the bare minimum. The bare minimum should be them playing for 2 to 3 seasons. Bare minimum. Yeah, if they're under 21. Yeah, if you're trying to buy them and they're under 21, the bare minimum should be they should have at least 3 seasons wrapped up under their belt at professional level. At bare minimum. Bare minimum. And all right, I get it. And some cases there are that wonder kids that do their thing, but even that term wonder kid is so oversat. I want to use it's overused. I remember when they tried to say Bertrand Traore was a wonder kid. You know what I mean? Look where he is now. No disrespect. I mean, he's doing bits up in the Africa Cup of Nations. I can't even lie still. No. Yeah, him and Gyökeres as well. You know what I mean? They were known as wonder kids, but did they even get a chance at Chelsea Football Club at first team? No. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's before these owners took over. I'm just using them as an example. But even if you look at like, for example, right? How are you buying someone like that troll David Fofana, right? And he's a striker. He's doing bits in, I think, where was it? Was it somewhere in Norway? I can't even remember now. And how are you taking him from there? And then he's saying one of these people he looked up to is Didier Drogba, and then he barely even gets a chance to show that why Didier Drogba is one of his favorite players. And it's like, and don't get it wrong, he has the potential to be similar to Drogba, but if we don't give him the actual real chance to prove himself, then what's the point in buying him in the first place? Oh look, now he goes on loan, but now he has to come back because he had to come back because he's injured. But yet we need a striker. Like, other than that, it's like there's so many things I can say, man. So many things I can say in regards to that. You can't just buy talent based on data, basically. There's so many aspects to it. Football also relies on skill, but also like anyway, I won't get into it. But they will learn one way or the other. They will learn.
Talent that's not effectively done through a draft, an NFL draft or an NBA draft, or the extensive college or baseball farm system, which I would attribute as a multi-club effectively model. You can actually capture, acquire, retain, sign talent, and monetize talent. So I think there's a talent arbitrage opportunity that exists. And three,
That tells you exactly. Remember what we said. It seems as though Behdad Eghbali, whatever his name is, he is one of the key players I say key players, but key persons when it comes to the ownership who has the final say into what happens with Chelsea Football Club. He's the person. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? He is that final. And Enzo Fernandez, all right, cool, fair enough. You know what I mean? Like, let me give him some credit for that. We'll get into the players that they've signed, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, come on, man.
for an AC Milan or Chelsea, it's the perfect pathway, right, of developing talent, whereby you don't have to spend crazy money on payroll. There's teams in the Premier League that spend 10% of what the top 5-6 teams spend on payroll. We hired a coach away from Brighton. We think they're one of the best runs teams in the Premier League.
Brighton. Brighton. As in Brighton, Hove, Albion. The team that beat us twice. The one that knocked us out of the FA Cup in the 2024 to 2025 season. And then a few days later, I don't even want to use the word, but you know what I mean? They did more damage in the Premier League than they did in the FA Cup. Look, I'm not being funny, yeah, but the reality is this. You can't try and, like, I get it. From a business perspective, I get it. And I don't want to ever feel like I'm just ranting or going on about this for do you know what I mean? But the reality is, you cannot ever say you want to be like this person, but then you want to be like this person, and you want to be like this person, or you see what they like. It's good to draw inspiration from other teams, but the only reason why Brighton are doing what they're doing and being successful at doing what they're doing is because they know where they are. Excuse me. Do you know what I mean? Who knows? Next season they could end up being like Nottingham Forest and shocking people by hitting top 4. Who knows? Like, and you have to understand, this is not to be funny, and this is not to disrespect other clubs, but the reality is, yeah, this was a forced sell. Chelsea were doing well before the forced sell. Yes, okay, fair enough. There were some games where they were a bit like, you know what I'm saying? But that's just football sometimes, isn't it? Sometimes you just go through those little blips. But other than that, we were doing fine with Thomas Tuchel as manager, right? And so much so that, you know what I mean? I feel as though when it comes to certain managers, they know what they're doing, bro. Like when they got that mentality, the winning mentality was already there. It was there because of the ownership. Like if the ownership has that mentality to want to win on and off the field, then he will show with his actions. You understand? He will show it will show with the action. Everyone, you will feel that energy. The fans will feel it. But it's so interesting how I make this type of video why I stopped supporting Chelsea, and obviously this is the third part. But it's like it so happens to be. It's funny when I did the first one, I didn't know anything about the protest. I honestly didn't. I knew nothing about it. But we're here now.
Founder owner is a sports game background. He spends 10% of the payroll, wins almost as much, right? And is a very stable mid-market, mid-table, very profitable club, right? So I think if you apply.
Okay, listen. First of all, you want to be a multi-level, multi-club system, right? Does Brighton have that? If they do, fair enough. But they're not winning trophies, are they? The only one that you can really compare that you want to look up to, irony is, you know what I mean? Anyway, I say look up to, but where man's anyway, it doesn't matter. Look, the reality is, Man City they are that team that you really want to say, okay, they've got multi-clubs, they've got a multi-club system, which is good, it's well run. Let's see how they do their thing. Because it's funny, because like again, Man United were known as one of the most successful clubs in England, yeah, and especially in the 90s, especially, right? Peter Kenyon was part of helping Man United maintain their success. Do you know what happened? Do you want to know what happened? When Romeo de Bruyne became owner, guess who became chairman? Peter Kenyon from Manchester United. Do you know why that is? Because he knew the direction, or was he a football director? I can't remember. I think he was a chairman. I can't remember. But either way, he was part of the reason why Chelsea became successful and helped continue to build that winning mentality and what it took. Do you know what I mean? You hire the best personnel. That's what you do. You don't do like I'm just maybe it's just me. I don't know. But anyway, let's keep it moving.
Some of that IP into developing talent, but keeping your talent, again, not subject to arbitration.
We had that.
Not subject to.
Listen, we had that youth development talent with the Cobham Academy. What did you do? You got rid of Neil Bath. You promoted him. I don't know what that promotion was called and why, but either way, cool. And I thought that was a good move to promote. Cool, whatever. But then, I think within a year, he left. I don't think he got sacked, but he left. But you know, when some people leave jobs, what tends to happen is because they either found something better elsewhere, or it's a family situation, or one of the main reasons why many people leave their jobs is because of the working environment that's no longer suited for them. And that's what they've been doing. They've been, because didn't even Petr Cech left. You know what I mean? He helped us find Edouard Mendy. I know the last a couple of months he wasn't at his ultimate best, but it is what it is. He could have stayed at the club. Petr Cech could have helped make sure that he stayed grounded and make sure he gets back to his best. But at the end of the day, the reality is you can't really function as a team if certain key players are being pushed out of the club. That's just me. I'm not just saying that because he's a Chelsea legend. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that as just pure fact. You know what I mean? But the whole development of the youth, in terms of in that sense, we had the youth development. We had Cobham, yeah, Cobham graduates. Yeah, you want to sell the graduates. You want to sell those from the academy because they're pure profit. You sold Conor Gallagher for what reason? That guy didn't necessarily want to go. You sold Ian Mutson, who signed a new deal, then you sell him the next season anyway. Again, for pure profit. And then you're going to sell Trevor Chalobah. I know he did poorly against Brighton, but do you know what I mean? I still feel like he needs at least a few more games on his belt to make sure that he's fully confident. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, what's the point of playing for a club that you know you're no longer gonna be there next season anyway? I don't know, man.
Certainly subject to free agency, but the model of 6, 7, 8 year contracts earlier, based on players you've retained who have market value.
Do all the
I
6,
think
7,
is
8 year
a
contract
sustainable
for you to sell them
model.
the next
And
month.
again, I
I
think
mean, the next
we've
6
worked
months. Get out of
probably
it,
in the
man.
third inning of that of teams' leagues. All of us and others are looking at different markets, making bets in different markets. You mentioned Todd. If they have an academy, they have a farm team in Uganda, right? So I think looking at Africa as a market with just an untapped amount of talent close to Europe, time zone wise close to Europe, I think is interesting. And again, I think we're all kind of teetering at where the surface of where this is going to go. Clearly, I think our approach was it so happened so because of a global conflict, Chelsea was available, and I think we thought we'd start with that, but
You heard that. Because of a global conflict, it just so happened that Chelsea was available.
I think what you've done with Blitz is not start with the large market club and frankly build a nice network of clubs that have cohesion and to have some symmetry. Where we've seen it not work is when people are buying clubs randomly, largely because it's there and it's for sale. And
Exactly what you did, though.
by the way, even those guys have made money on it. Folks who've done that.
Exactly what you're doing.
But again, I think we're in the early days of it.
I hope that the Premier League takes a little bit of a lesson from American sports and really starts to figure out, why wouldn't we do a tournament, with the bottom 4 teams? Why isn't there an all-star game? I mean, people are talking about more money for the pyramid. MLB did their all-star game in LA this year. We made $200 million from, a Monday and a Tuesday. So, I think you could do a North versus South all-star game for Premier League and fund whatever the pyramid needed very easily.
I didn't say that our target is top 4. The club never said me that the target is top 4.
Listen, this is the part where we're hearing and we're seeing with our own 2 eyes and our own 2 ears that Enzo Maresca is being a Pinocchio. I swear you can't make this up. Because it was literally today when I saw the press conference for the game against Aston Villa, where, you know what I'm saying? Where, you know, it is what it is, man. Let's go.
When I signed here and I joined this club, the target was in 2 years play Champions League, not in 1 year.
I am here to win titles, I'm here to win games, and as a result to win titles. This is what I demand of myself, so why should we now say anything different, that we want to win in 5 years or in 2 years or in 3 years? I don't know what's then. Now is the time.
But listen, it's not about tactics. It's attitude. It's attitude. Like the attitude, the desire, the determination, the mentality. That's what Chelsea is. And every coach that sits here and tells you otherwise, like, they're just full of shit.
Facts. Shout out to Emma Hayes. He may no longer be a Chelsea manager, but he's a Chelsea legend. Get me? Get me? She may be, get me? She's a Chelsea legend, but trust me. He remembers when they won. Emma Hayes and Thomas Tuchel won, like, was it the best manager of the year? One for the female, one for the men. Hey, what a time, man! What a time! And that was under the ownership of Roman Abramovich. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are, because it's very irritating that we've gotten this far. But anyway, let's keep it moving because I spent too much on here. What I'm going to do now is, while we're talking about Chelsea,